Welcome back, guys, to the Fight Breakdown. Today we got Hill versus Rountree Jr. in UFC Baku. Let's get into it. Now, let's check out the first fight of the night. The first fight of the night, boys and girls, whoever's watching, whatever. I don't know if you hear that, like, huge engine. I don't even know if someone's mowing their lawn, whatever. We got Irina Alekseeva versus Klaudia Syguła. Now, Syguła, people are counting her out in this fight. I don't know why. Irina's not that good. She's really not. Like she's not her, as we would say him, whatever. She's not that girl. She's not that good. Klaudia Syguła, she's not that good either, but she's better. Like, she is. She's better than this girl. Sure, she doesn't look like as much of a man. She doesn't look like Irina's a full-on man, like Russian soldier type shit, you know? But Klaudia could do some fucking damage here. She could do some damage. Alright, I see her winning this fight. I see her, dictating the pace on the feet. I think she could implement her job in this fight. It's going to be a hard fight. A very hard fight for Irina Alekseeva. And, when you look at the lower fights in the women's divisions, because of that, they're not that developed. Alright? I've said this so many times. These divisions are not that developed. So, the odds are just out of nowhere. Okay? Like, just because they're both very bad fighters doesn't mean that, like, the margins should be so wide. I mean, these girls should be, like, tight right now. It should be, 1.89 to 1.9. I don't know. But it's really not. So there's so much more value in just taking a girl like Klaudia Syguła. I mean, her only loss as of recent is her last fight. But then she has 4 wins right before that. So why not just take Klaudia here? Take your chance. And yeah, do I think she's definitely going to win? I'm a bit 70-30 on it. But I do think she could win this fight. I don't think that Alekseeva is that much better than her. No, I'm going to go Syguła. Alright, next fight is a fight that, like, I could actually be genuinely honest, because it's like, that fight, who cares about it, okay? But next fight, Oban Elliott versus Seokhyeon. Now, I hope I said his name right, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get KO'd here. Because Oban Elliott is the hype train to ride right now. He's He's 27 years old, and he's only getting better from every fight. I mean, his last 5 fights, it's like 4 unanimous decisions, and his last win by KO versus Hafez. And that was very impressive, and I think Hafez is better than Seokhyeon. But Seokhyeon, listen, we haven't seen much footage from him. We saw him on the Dana White Contender Series. He was very impressive. He beat a 9-0 guy, but then again, that's 9-0 on the regional scene. When you're up with the big dogs, you're up with the big dogs. But do I think Seokhyeon could last the fight versus Oban Elliott? Possibly, but I'm a believer in Oban Elliott. I think Oban Elliott is constantly improving, and I think he's going to take him to the ground. He's going to implement his groundwork. He's probably going to get a KO on the ground or a submission. But even if it gets up to the feet, do I think Seokhyeon is maybe more powerful? Yes, I do. He's a very powerful guy, and he has a very high pace. But I think Oban Elliott has the technical ability to deal with him. So my pick is Oban Elliott. Next up, we got Mohammed Usman versus Hamdy Abdelwahab. This man's a fraud. Get him out of the UFC. Abdelwahab sucks. Abdelwahab sucks so much. Alright, I'm going to take Mohammed Usman. And Mohammed Usman sucks a lot, but he doesn't suck as much as Abdelwahab. Abdelwahab did not deserve that debut win, and I'm going to go against him his whole career just because of that. That was a horrible decision by the judges. Alright, and I'm sure Abdelwahab knew he won, but he acted like he won. He didn't win at all. Give me Mohammed Usman, and honestly, Mohammed Usman will get a finish here. He will. Mohammed Usman sucks, but he will get a finish here. He will get a KO. That wasn't much of a breakdown, but guys, like, seriously, there's no breakdown needed for that. Now, Melissa Mullins versus Darya Zheleznyakova. I don't know how to say her name properly. I'm sorry. But Zheleznyakova fights very wildly and fights very dumb. Melissa Mullins actually faced Zheleznyakova previously, not in the UFC, in a different, I forgot what it's called. It's on the regional scene, whatever. But Melissa Mullins finished her by KO on the ground, TKO, ground and pound, whatever. I think it's going to repeat here. I mean, Zheleznyakova, she could even KO her up top because Zheleznyakova fights very dumb. She fights with her chin high, and she just comes at you wild. We saw in the last event what happens when a fighter with just a bit more technique. Obviously, Jeokchong Yo clearly has very good technique. I'm just saying, a technical fighter versus a wild fighter, the technical fighter wins. And Zheleznyakova is going to be wild there. And she's going to get KO'd. She's going to get KO'd. I have no doubt about that. There's not much of a breakdown for that, but it's a breakdown that makes sense. All right? It just makes sense. Melissa Mullins is the girl. Zheleznyakova, she's not going to do much here. All right, next up, you got Junyoung Park versus Ismail Naurdiev. Now, Ismail Naurdiev, he's going to be stylistically matched up not very well versus Junyoung Park. Obviously, Naurdiev is the better striker here. He is. But a striker versus wrestler, Junyoung Park is going to be able to relentlessly go for that takedown. And I think once he gets his first takedown, it's going to be end of the fight. It's going to be the end of the fight for Naurdiev, at least, mind-wise, I do think. I think the fight will go to distance, but I think Naurdiev will be closed off after that. I mean, he's going to be just constantly getting hit with that takedown every round, left and right, and just be staying down there and not being able to get up. I don't think it's going to look good for him. There's not much of a breakdown to this fight because it's just pretty simplistic here. I think Naurdiev does have a better, stand-up, but I just don't think his stand-up's going to work in this fight. I think Junyoung Park, he knows what to do, and he'll do it. These guys are in the UFC. They're at the highest level. If they make a mistake, they make a mistake. If he makes a mistake, Naurdiev is going to win. If he decides to stay on the feet, Naurdiev will win. But I think Junyoung Park is just going to take advantage of it completely because Naurdiev has a complete black hole in his ground game. I mean, it's there, but it's not. It's there, but it's not. It's really not. It's just not there. The pick is Park. Next up, we got Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azat Maksum. Now, Azat Maksum does have a loss on his record, but it's not to a bad fighter. It's versus Charles Johnson, and Charles Johnson has done some very great work at 125 pounds. I mean, Joshua Van's last loss was to Charles Johnson, and it was by knockout. And look what Joshua Van is doing in that division. So there is no shame in this loss. But I do think Azat Maksum will be handed his next loss versus Tagir Ulanbekov. For reasons, well, I just don't think Azat is experienced enough for this fight. I mean, they're just throwing him to a dog here in Tagir. Tagir is with that Dagestani camp. He's showing constant improvement throughout that camp. And, I mean, this guy is just, he's there. He's really good. He's got some good takedown defense. He's got some good takedowns of himself, whatever. He has some very good kicks. Really good kicks. If you look at him, very good kicker. No, but his kickboxing is there. I think Azat Maksum, his striking subpar. I don't think it's going to win him this fight at all. And I just think when he decides to go to the ground, Ulanbekov is going to be ready and he's going to be able to submit him. My pick is Ulanbekov. Do I think it's going to be a submission? Possibly. Do I think it's going to be by KO? Very possible as well. But do I see it going the distance? No, I don't. Next up, we got Mohammed Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. Now, Bogdan Grad, I don't know how he won his last fight. He looked bad, but also good when he KO'd him. It was one of those fights where it just came out of nowhere. It really did. Both fighters are in their prime, but Naimov is better. He's better everywhere. But then again, guys, Bogdan Grad could be shit and then do good again. He could. But I just think Naimov is going to be a better fighter in this fight because he is a better fighter from what I've seen. Throughout the fight. Bogdan Grad's win was random. It was. But I think Mohammed Naimov's going to take down Bogdan Grad. I think he's just going to work him there. When it comes up to the feet, I think Naimov is going to be able to hit him a lot. He's going to be able to box him, and it's just not going to be good. Bogdan Grad, if he surprised me, It's a fun fight whenever you have a surprising fighter like this, but he shouldn't win. The pick is Mohammed Naimov, but if it is Bogdan Grad, that's kind of crazy. I like this fight a lot. All right, we got Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Mota. Now, Nicholas Mota has shown that he has very good takedown defense, right? And when he's able to, keep the guy from taking him down, he mainly makes it a striking fight. Nazim Sadikov, well, Nicholas Mota is not going to have to worry about that takedown defense here because Sadikov's going to want to keep it on the feet. And I only see this fight going one way. I think it's going to stay on the feet. And that's not going to look good for Mota at all because Sadikov is a clear better striker than Mota. Mota will be making the mistake of staying on the feet with Sadikov, and desperation comes with desperate acts. You're going to see bad takedown attempts, and it's just not going to work for him. I think Sadikov could get it done by KO, but I could just see it being a technical masterpiece, piecing him up on the feet, a lot of teep kicks, a lot of roundhouse kicks, and just basically working his game. I think he's just outstriking him on every level of the stand-up game. So I'm going to take Nazim Sadikov. Obviously, he's coming off that massive KO knockout on Bonfim. And yeah, the guy's got hype. The guy's doing well for himself. I'm going to take Sadikov.
All right, next up, you got Tafiq Musafayev versus Mikbek Oralbai. Now, obviously, I don't know how to say his name very good, but I know the guy very good. His last fight was one of the most gruesome fights you'll ever see in your life. Well, probably in UFC history, because wow, that was a bloodbath. I mean, it's as close as it gets to the fight of Robbie Lawler versus McDonald. Now, that may be a little bit of a push, but it was a disgusting fight. I'm just saying, Oralbai has been through damage. That is worrisome coming into this fight, as he's took a lot of damage in there, and he does have a game plan here. He has to wrestle, but beware of Mustafayev. Though you haven't seen much of him, and this is his first time in the UFC, he has some pretty good groundwork, and he has some pretty good striking. I mean, if we're talking striking, he is better than Oralbai, but Oralbai is a dog. But I don't know if I'm going to trust Oralbai here. I mean, the guy has been through damage, and guys, when you go through all of that, it's going to be hard on you. We don't know if all that damage is going to affect him here. Now, he has had a year off now from that fight, but we have to see. I'm going to take Tafiq Musafayev just basically because I think he has the skills to beat him. He's 35, but don't be judging that. Oralbai, maybe he's like 27 or something, yes. But that doesn't matter here. Musafayev is a high-level fighter. Now, we know that there is fighters that are coming to the UFC that are from other organizations and they're not performing well, but I think Musafayev is the guy that proved us wrong here. I think he's fairly skilled and I think he could do it. But at the same time, guys, if this is a fully loaded Oralbai can win this as well. His groundwork is terrific and he's a dog at the same time. So Oralbai does have a chance here. It's just we have to see that first round. We have to see if Oralbai can take the damage. And if he can't, then it's not going to be good for him. And it's not going to be a good rest of his career for him. My pick stands Musafayev until we see that first round.
Next up, you got Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. Now, I'm going to take Curtis Blades here because Rizvan Kuniev is a fraud. He's a cheater. Why would you bet on a cheater? No. Rizvan Kuniev he got his win pulled from him because he used steroids. Now, why would we bet on a steroid man? You know, it's another steroid man, John Jones. I don't like him. Okay, yeah, that's my John Jones rant of the day. Whatever. But Curtis Blades is so much better of a fighter than him, so why not take Curtis Blades in this fight? He deserves it. He deserves the UFC fans' faith. I mean, anyone that thinks that Rizvan Kuniev is going to win this fight is just dumb. He's just dumb. Curtis Blades has done work in the UFC. He's faced the highest competition. Who has Kuniev faced? Ferreira. Ngannou finished him in like a round. This guy's not facing high level. I'm going to take Curtis Blades. And I'm taking him by finish.
For our co-main event of the evening, we got Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Bahamondes has been terrific in his past few fights, getting highlight reel KOs and a beautiful triangle submission in his last fight. I don't know if you hear that barking, but it's some racket. Don't mind it. It's a cute dog. All right. Now, Ignacio Bahamondes Yeah, I'm a believer in him. You know, he's a very tall, lengthy guy. He's 6'3" in this fight versus a guy like Rafael Fiziev, who is 5'8". But be aware of Rafael Fiziev. This man is a serious Muay Thai kickboxer, and he's dangerous on the feet. Now his groundwork may not be there, and Ignacio could probably exploit that. But guys, that's for us to see here. I think I'm gonna go with the lengthy man, Ignacio Bahamondes. I mean, he has the momentum with him. He has the wins riding with him. Where Rafael Fiziev has just not been winning as of late due to kind of an unlucky streak. I mean, two of his losses are to Justin Gaethje, and then you obviously have that random, I believe, knee injury versus Mateusz Gamrot that was just out of random. I'm going to go with Ignacio Bahamondes, as I think Rafael Fiziev would be a much better fighter at 145 pounds. But this is at 155, and I believe he should have made the move already. And I'm going to go Ignacio Bahamondes. I think he's going to be a high-level 155 pounder and a clear top 10 guy. For the main event of the evening, we got Khalil Rountree Jr. versus Jamahal Hill. Now, Jamahal Hill, I don't understand why he's fighting. I don't understand why he's fighting so close to the time that he got KO'd. I mean, when you get KO'd in January, I don't think you should fight for at least 9+ months. And he's fighting in June. That's why I believe Jamahal Hill will take a loss here. Though Khalil Rountree, no, you know what? I'm not going to judge Khalil Rountree here. Khalil Rountree has done some good work in the division, and I think it's going to be a hard fight for Jamahal Hill to contest. Khalil Rountree has some serious Muay Thai. I mean, those leg kicks are no joke. His oblique kicks are no joke. I'm going to take Khalil Rountree here, and I think he's going to stop Jamahal Hill. I think he's going to get that KO. He has 5 rounds to do so, and I don't see why not. Though Jamahal Hill has better ground game, he's going to really have to try and exploit that on Khalil Rountree, because if this match stays standing, it's not going to be good for Jamahal, and it's going to be a clear win for Khalil Rountree. Guys, the pick is Khalil Rountree, and it's going to be by KO. I believe it could be early, it could be late, but it's most likely early. Thank you guys for watching the fight breakdown. If you guys want more content like this, well, I post it weekly. I love the fight breakdowns. I love breaking down fights in my own way. Now, they may not be the most technical, and they sometimes will be the most technical, but we don't know. And yeah, these are just fun for me, and I hope you guys have a fun time too. And guys, make sure to just watch this event, because this is a killer event. You got some killer fights, and why not, guys? Make sure to subscribe if you like this, and comment if you like it even more. Ciao, guys.